Oh, Bo, it's great to be with you. Thanks for having me back. Yeah, this scandal just keeps erupting. It's as if we have now literally pried open Pandora's box, and we haven't just got a little bit of it open. It's starting to explode, and I think it's exponentially releasing so much information. Just on an aside, I just got off a phone call. When it talks about the misuse of government funds at the expense of our own, this story that I'm going to be working on is really rather alarming. It's horrific, in fact, and it goes back to World War II with respect to the missing in action or whereabouts unknown, and the fact that we've actually left men behind, and we're trying to cover it up. And frankly, the government has earmarked funds to bring home bodies, but it would seem that maybe perhaps the government had a hand in making sure there was a lot of bodies that were left behind, so that $50 million a year earmark could be leveraged every single year since 1945. We're talking about $3.75 billion that have been spent to bring home bodies of our men and women in service that frankly should never have been left behind. And so this is just another example. And I think what President Trump is talking about with respect to, USAID and just looking at every single agency like the Department of Education and Pentagon is critical. But with the human trafficking, the lies that have come from this government, not this current administration, I'm talking our government prior to, in fact, the last 4 years under the Biden regime, originally they would admit to 85,000 missing children, and then it was 325,000. And now we're starting to learn it's a lot more than that, Bo. And so it's really rather alarming that our government has weaponized the border, weaponized, the ability for cartels around the world and governments around the world, including the intelligence communities around the world, to not only get behind and fund these wars, but to then foment the need for human trafficking, i.e., just displacement through war. And sadly, our government has profited off of it. And frankly, our people are the ones that are actually consuming the need for this human trafficking. And as we're sitting on the eve of Super Bowl weekend, this is yet the weekend where we see the most human trafficking going on. I find it interesting that President Trump will be the very first president to attend a Super Bowl this weekend, because I think he wants to put a flag in the ground about this and really bring it public.
Yeah, and you mentioned the human trafficking connection with USAID. Was there money laundering as well?
Well, my goodness, I don't think USAID was anything but money laundering. I can't think of one program, Bo, where USAID has actually delivered something that was good. I mean, if I'm missing something, I hope somebody will call me and correct me. Just hit me a DM on X at Ann Vandersteel. But I don't see any of the money from USAID that has done anything but actually enrich anybody that had their hand in the till.